Hi guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I am here with a collage masterboard. It's a 12 by 12 collage masterboard. So the back is just actually the cover of, you know, a 12 by 12 paper pad. And yeah, I wanted to come along and do a fussy cluttered collage masterboard. I've been lacking a bit of motivation and, you know, missing my mojo a little bit lately. So I thought maybe this is going to be a fun project to spur me on and, you know, spark a bit of creativity. So I've got here a packet of my fussy cut pieces from my shabbydabbydoodah.co.uk website. Now, I do say this all the time, but I'm just going to re-emphasise. These fussy cut packs, you get 40 fussy cuts, but they're all different. So I can't guarantee that you are going to get, you know, the same mix that I have got, or even, you know, any of the same pieces that I have got. They are all going to contain completely different elements. So yes, please do be aware of that. And they will be different colours. They are picked on a potluck basis, and this, as you can see, is obviously a green pack. But you'll get a whole variety of, you know, various different things that you can use in your projects. So I'm just picking out the things that I think I might like to use on here, and I'm taking out kind of the bigger items because I probably won't want to use those on my, you know, cluttered collage masterboard. So I'm just going to literally get started putting things around in random, you know, random spots. And then once I've kind of, you know, got to a stage where I'm quite happy with them, I will start gluing them down. So, and I might move things around yet. You know, we're just playing around with things at this point in time. So, you know, where they've landed is not necessarily where they're going to finish. Okay. Oh, and I'm so sorry if you can hear Bo. She's just down beside me, and she's obviously just making her presence known by just groaning a little bit. She does like to yeah, she generally kind of groans when I think it's when I'm disturbing her with my loud voice, to be honest. She's obviously like, oh, be quiet, you're disturbing my sleep, you know. She's obviously, oh, I've heard enough of your craft talk today. So yeah, she's just making her presence known. So right. And like I say, I mean, this is just my first initial stab at this, and I may move some things around in a moment, but I'm just kind of like placing things down, you know, as potential places that things may, you know, where things may go. So yeah, let's just see. If that bird might look quite cute on one of those hearts. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to not get bogged down with, you know, trying to picture how you're going to be cutting the, you know, into this. And I'm going to just try my very best not to get, you know, too kind of hung up on, you know, where I'm going to be cutting this. Because, of course, that's going to sort of ruin your freedom of, you know, where you're putting things, really. So yeah, I'm going to try my best to refrain from, you know, oh, well, I might cut into that there, or, you know, that might be there, because that's just going to kind of like stifle your creativity and your sort of freedom of the flow of your pieces. So, oh, that's really nice, isn't it? Yeah, love that. Oh, and maybe that bird on the corner of there. That looks really cute. So in which case, I'm thinking maybe move this down a bit. Let's just see what else there is. Yeah, I haven't done one of these for ages, and it's funny, isn't it, how you kind of get out of things, and then when you come to do them again, you know, it can be harder than you remember. But I mean, I can remember how much I loved doing these, you know, cluttered collage masterboards. So I'm going to tear this in half, which, you know, for a start, that gives us then a bit more flexibility with it. You know, it's going to go further. But also, I think it's actually you know, it looks cute when it's kind of just a small section of it rather than the whole piece. Now, do we think these are too big? I'm going to just get rid of those for a moment and just try some other smaller pieces. Let's just see. Oh, that one's nice, isn't it? Yeah, I might prefer to kind of use more, you know, the smaller pieces rather than that big piece, I think. You know, for this particular project. Yeah, I'm loving how some of these bits are looking so far. Pretty nice, aren't they? What if we have that one coming out there? It's quite nice, isn't it? Or there, maybe. That's quite nice. Or maybe even down there. Okay, let's just glue a couple of these bits on. And I mean, if you're thinking, oh, this looks really odd, it's because obviously, you know, it's on a complete collage masterboard at the moment. So obviously when you come to use this, you're going to be cutting this into, you know, individual kind of elements. It's not going to be staying as this one complete board. So it's, you know, it's worth noting that obviously how it looks now is not how it's going to stay. You know, it's going to be, yeah, smaller elements, basically. Smaller elements, smaller pieces. So, yeah. I do like that one there, I think. I've got a tiny little one. Oh gosh, I can't actually see whether that's up the right way or the wrong way. Yeah, that's quite nice there, actually. Like a small piece on there. So let's just glue that one down. Like that. It's quite nice having the mix of, you know, big and small pieces, isn't it? You know, because then you can get much more, you know, many different looks. And that's quite nice, like that. Yep. Okie dokie. I mean, it is hard not to view this as a, you know, individual sections, to be honest. You know, that is quite a sort of challenge, really. But I'm trying my best not to do that. Oh, that's nice too, isn't it? Let me just check. I think I do like the, you know, that heart over the top of this flower. Now I'm just going to ink this up. Now I'm glancing around looking for my ink pad. Oh, come on, where are you? Right, here we go. Yeah, just because this flower I've what we call kiss cut this, which means you just get that white edge. So I'm just going to go around it with the ink. I'm not inking the other bits as I put them on. I'm leaving them, you know, as they were. But this one I just want to disguise that white edge where I've cut it out. So there we go. Oh my goodness, doesn't that look lovely? It's a gorgeous flower, isn't it? Absolutely gorgeous. So, okay, oops. There we go. Right, we put that one down there. I'm just blotting it to get any, you know, excess glue out. Okay, and then we're going to, yeah, have the flower, the not the flower, the heart. Okay. Like that. And this one, I will ink this one as well, just because we've got the, well, they're not holes, but you know, what look a bit like holes. So I just want to ink that bit so they're not glaring white. There we go. So yeah, let's put that one down there. Oh, I love that. That's gorgeous. Okay. Don't they fill up very quickly? You know, I mean, I don't know how long I've been filming for, but it's surprising how quickly that they actually do fill up, isn't it? Now, let me just have a look through the bigger bits, just to check that I don't want to put anything, you know, like behind here or something. I mean, that is quite nice. The only thing is, do I then just miss out on all of my collage? And again, I must, you know, must try and kind of bear in mind that I'm going to be cutting this out. Bear it in mind, but not have my pieces dictated to by that fact. So yeah, I mean, that's quite nice there. Let me just play around in case I might prefer to. Oh my goodness, doesn't that look gorgeous down there? Isn't it funny how sometimes just moving things around, you know, you sit them somewhere else and it's like, well, I quite liked it where it was, but oh my gosh, that looks so gorgeous now it's moved. This one looks absolutely lovely. And all of these pieces, they are from printables. So like this is from my, you know, umbrellas. You know, this is from my vintage toppers kit. These are from my large bird houses, but they've been printed obviously smaller than, you know, the large versions. These are from some of my fussy cut flowers. So, you know, if you're kind of thinking, you know, maybe the postage is kind of like not doable to order a fussy cut pack, then, you know, these are all just printables on my Etsy shop. So, and then you could obviously print them as much as you like. But, you know, obviously, you know, you could use any fussy cuts from anybody. You don't have to use mine, obviously. Now, wondering whether to cut this circle out instead and kind of have that layered on the frame. What do we think to that? Maybe over this side. Looks quite good, doesn't it? It's again just that moving it around, you know, can really change it. So I'm going to try and cut this out, yeah, from here. Oh gosh. Very tricky. Right, so I'm going to just try and cut the circle out. I mean, circles are my world's worst thing to cut out, it's got to be said. So this was probably a poor choice of item to try and now be cutting out, but oh, come on. Okay, right. Oops. Just trim that little side bit of the circle, and yeah, let's just quickly ink this up. I mean, I just like to ink the circles because, you know, if I've done a pretty rubbish job of cutting, which I probably have, it just helps to disguise it, to be honest. So, yeah. Right, okay, my frame. So, just going to ink this bit. Okay. Oh, I love that. I mean, you know, it is just that simple thing, isn't it, of building up a piece, really. So it really can make such a big difference to, you know, to building up a piece rather than leaving it kind of more minimal. Layering your bits and pieces up, it just changes the whole thing, doesn't it? So again, I'm thinking, oh, should I do something with this? Right, I'm just going to kind of move this about the piece, just because where we said just now, you know, sometimes when you move things around and you're like, oh my goodness, that looks amazing there. Just in case we have that. I mean, I quite like it over in this corner, actually. Yeah, I mean, that looks really pretty, doesn't it? Oops. Yeah, quite liking that. I mean, that looks really nice there. Whether or not I would actually have enough room to cut this out separately, because obviously, you know, I must remember this is going to be cut into, you know, sort of individual portions, isn't it? So I need to actually be a little bit aware of that. Maybe I should put the birdhouse on there or something. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to potentially end up with something, you know, a slither there that's going to be tricky to use, which I just don't want to waste any. So I probably should have put this higher in hindsight, but hey, didn't really think at the time. Okay. Oh, I mean, that's quite nice, isn't it? Well, unless I have this lower down like that. So I would potentially then cut that maybe like to here or something. That's probably better. Yeah, better use of it, isn't it? So, ooh. I'm just using my Anita's tacky glue to glue all the pieces down. You know, you don't really need a sort of really super duper glue. Just, you know, this is just a PVA base glue. It's fine. Okay, and even though we've cut into that frame, if I actually apply the glue right to the edge, which I haven't, then, you know, that where I've cut in, it's not visible at all now. It's completely, you know, completely hidden. So you can always kind of do things like that, and then when you glue them down, no one's really going to be any the wiser. It's just going to be, you know, hidden anyway. So yeah, I mean, that's really nice to, you know, and it just makes a little bit more of that lovely shoe in the frame. So double framing, we're double framing it, and it just, you know, makes such a big difference, doesn't it? Oh my goodness, I'm loving this masterboard. I mean, even that shoe just like dropped there. It looks gorgeous, doesn't it? I mean, I'm not saying necessarily, you know, you'd want to have it like that, but it does look really pretty. So yeah, need to now place the other bits around and decide where we want the other bits. Right, I'm back. Now I have to confess this is now the next day. So yep, I've come back to my cluttered collage masterboard. And what I've done, I've just quickly laid things around, you know, tentatively where I might put them. So I loved this piece here. This is, sorry, I've just literally clicked record and now I've got a frog in my throat. I've just I've just placed this over the top of that framed piece. And we talked, you know, earlier on in the video about how you can make more of things by layering things up. So now I'm thinking, why is my glue messing me about? Oh gosh. Right, hold on. Okay, got my little fan heater going in here because it's quite chilly today, so I suspect that the glue's got chilly overnight. Yeah, so we've got this little piece. This is from my steampunk fussy cuts collection, so that looks rather nice there, doesn't it? And I'm going to mix that with this gorgeous green flower. Now this green flower is from my Paris note cards collection, and doesn't that look gorgeous there? Which just goes to show, you know, things don't have to be, you know, matching as such for them to really complement one another, because they're actually, you know, completely different shades of green and everything, but somehow that as a sort of clustery type group, it just works, doesn't it? So yeah, love that. Now I've put this heart down here. I'm not sure whether to put this heart down like layering up the hearts or whether to leave it. I'm still deciding on that one, so we'll kind of come back to that. And then here I've just layered up some other bits. So I've got this butterfly framed piece. This is just from my Victorian gallery, I think it is. Okay. And then I'm just going to put the birdhouse, which is from my large birdhouses, but I'd printed them 2 to a page or maybe 4 to a page. I can't honestly remember. So I'll just pop that one down here. Okay. Honestly, I mean, I was really just wanting to do this to try and spark a bit of, you know, or bring back a bit of my crafty mojo, which has been lacking a little bit. So I thought doing a really fun project, something really, you know, that's kind of, not brain dead exactly, but, you know, kind of just, it's easy flowing, isn't it? It's no kind of stress. I'm not actually having to make anything in particular. I'm just playing around with pieces, you know. So I thought that would be a good one to do when you're perhaps missing your crafty mojo a little bit. Right, okay, now just quickly placing a couple of these bits around, thinking, do I want to have... No, I think I want that smaller label there. And this label, this is just from my Junk Journal Basics kit 1 or set 1. So, and again, you know, those greens, they're all different, aren't they? All different shades of green, but don't they just look gorgeous together? Oops. Okay. And this is from my shoes, the second set of shoes. Absolutely love those green shoes. They're just gorgeous, aren't they? Right. Okay. Looking good. Right. Now up here, I've just got this little piece here. Now let's just check whereabouts we want this. Put it kind of over there. Oh, I'm not sure now. Do I like it over there? Or do we want to move it over there? I quite like it here, actually, for some strange reason. I don't know why. Which means I've just got this area. I'm just going to have a bit of my cup of tea. I mean, again, I'm kind of wondering, you know, how's this going to be cut out? So that I can try and get things, you know, that are going to actually work, rather than place things down and then when I come to use them, be like, oh, how can I use that? I mean, to be honest, we could even have that, I guess, off the page. What do we think? Never done that before. I'm loving that big bow on that heart, I must say. That just looks really lovely, doesn't it? Oh, I don't know. Right, I'm just going to finish my tea. Okay, I finished my tea, so that's one less thing on the desk. So while I was finishing my tea, I was just looking through the other bits, the larger bits that we kind of pulled out yesterday, or, you know, earlier on in the video for you guys, yesterday for me. So I've got this piece. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut sections off of this, because, you know, there's no reason why you can't actually you know, break things up or use them in sections. Oh, I'm so sorry. Now that I've started recording, I've now come out with a cold. Obviously, you know, I've had a cold, and I I kind of didn't really think it was too bad, but now I'm obviously filming. Of course, it's, you know, here with a vengeance kind of thing. Right, so we could have this up here. Now, I think we do need to kind of keep the text on here, because if I just try and cut that face out, it's going to look really odd how I've cut the face out. So just going to cut that text down so there's slightly less of it. And then that can go over there. So this one, I'm just going to ink this down. I think we said earlier in the video, I mean, I haven't really inked things particularly on the masterboard as I've placed them down. Only if either I've made a shoddy job of cutting, or, you know, I feel like they need a little something, you know, to make them sort of pop a bit more. So, yeah. Just wondering if we could have the bow there, or we could have this. I mean, to be honest, I could just leave it plain and then we'll just decorate that up when we come to use it. So I think, yeah, let's just do that. So we'll just pop that one down. Now, can't decide whether to have it to the side. I think I'll have it here. And then when I take this, I will probably tear that out and leave it more like a cluster, I think. Right, so let's pop this one down. Okie dokie. Like that. I tell you what else I was thinking was, and I haven't done this for a long time, is just doing some of those reverse collage cutting, you know, pieces. When you take a masterboard and you cut it from the reverse. Now, personally, I don't think I could cope with cutting this from the reverse, because obviously, you know, they're very specific things, aren't they, that are placed on here. But just a plain collage masterboard, you know, that's super fun to do, isn't it? And again, thinking a little bit, you know, when you're missing your crafty mojo, a different way to craft. Okay, so we've got that one down. So now we've got like this bit up here. So we could just take this, pop this somewhere around on the board. I mean, could even, you know, just to make more of it, tear it into two. Like that. So again, thinking this one, perhaps just ink it up a bit. I mean, bearing in mind that when I cut these into, you know, portions, I will probably actually ink, you know, the entire pieces, won't I? So, you know, the inking obviously is a good call, because it's going to make them all match nicely anyway. So, okay, that one. and this one. Oh, maybe down there. That looks quite nice, doesn't it? It just breaks up that green, because there's a lot of green here. So just having it here just breaks that up a little bit, doesn't it? Okay. Now I have got this clock, which I'm also wondering, shall I cut the clock out and have the clock somewhere? But I mean, the point was we wanted to make a very cluttered collage masterboard, didn't we? So although part of me says, oh, well, that's getting quite cluttered, the other part of me says, well, that was the intention, wasn't it? So I'm just going to take this and cut this out. Oh, and why I've picked this is beyond me, because now look, it's again my world's worst shape to be cutting out circles. I mean, who thought that was a good idea to cut the circle out? Oh my goodness. Come on. This is in one of my ephemera packs. I can't remember which one, I'm afraid. Okay, let's just ink that up a bit. Oops. I don't think really I want these. Well, I don't know actually, maybe. that down. I thought they looked a bit modern, but oh, it's quite nice actually, isn't it? So, you know, don't forget you can obviously, you know, use your bigger bits by cutting them into little bits. Put that down. So, I mean, yeah, we could just kind of have this off to the side somewhere. Oops. Maybe just there. Okie dokie. Oops. Just grab my dry wipe. Oh dear. The more I touch that, the more wonky it's becoming, so let's stop touching it. What should I do with the other one? Haven't cut it out yet. But yeah, we might as well use the other one as well. I love it when you can just totally use everything and not waste things. So we really are using everything, aren't we? You know, from this little piece. Okay, let's just again ink that up. So, I mean, maybe we could have that one up there. It's quite nice. Oops. Oh, loving that. Right, do we want to have the clock here? I'm just kind of looking to see where, you know, where we could even have it. Oh, that's quite nice. Love that there. Honestly, I think I said this before, but sometimes these masterboards turn out so nice. I feel like, you know, they'd be actually quite nice just framed and put on the wall. You know, once you do the fussy, you know, the fussy masterboards, I feel like they would actually look good just literally, you know, popped onto a wall in a frame, or I don't know whether you could like stick them onto a canvas or something like that. They're very nice, aren't they? Right. Do we want to have that butterfly there? I feel like the butterfly is getting a bit lost, so I don't think we'll put it there. We've got this text here. Let me just tear this down. Quite nice. Let's just ink that up. I don't know because I don't know how I'm going to be cutting this out. So if I put it there, it may just end up really weird, because when I cut it out, I'm just going to have kind of, you know, maybe something like that, and then her head obviously just looking really odd in that piece. So yeah, perhaps I should resist doing that. So let's move that one out of the way. Okay, right, do we want any other of these bits stuck on? So let's just double check. It's pretty messy when you're inking tiny things like this, isn't it? Hard to stay, you know, mess free, inky hands free. Maybe just down there, that looks quite good. So, yeah. Okay. Right, that one. Let's just check if we want anything else. Because we could just kind of put some labels and things like that around, and then when we cut the portions, they're just going to have those labels, you know, sections of the labels kind of like poking into the pieces, which, you know, that's quite fun, isn't it? I want that there or here. I think here. Yep. Okay. Like that. And got this journal. Label, do we want to have that anywhere? I might resist that one. Got the bird, which we didn't end up using either. Do we want to have that anywhere? Could even have it on the label. I mean, it's hard to say because obviously, yeah, it might look a bit weird when it's actually cut up, but let's just check if we want to have the bow or something. No, I think I'm going to leave it. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it like that. Maybe we'll have this one here. Or maybe we could even have it like that. Yeah. And that's another thing, isn't it? You can always turn things round. You know, you don't have to have them the way up that they're sort of supposed to go, or, you know, conventionally would go. It maybe is quite fun to actually mix things up and sort of turn them around and have them sort of, you know, upside down or on their side, or, you know, things like that. So yeah, loving how this board looks. It's very, very pretty. Now I'm just going to pull in my other large bits and just check that there's no other portions that I want to cut out and sort of slot on here. I mean, we've got some little bits here that we could, you know, we could take some of those bits, but got a couple of bits here that we could take out. No, I'm going to, yeah, I think I'm going to stop now. We didn't use this gorgeous great big flower, and I've also got the gorgeous great big clock, which again, we didn't use those. So, I mean, we could try and, you know, slot them in somewhere, but yeah, we're quite tight for space now. Kind of filled in most of the areas. I mean, the only other thing that sometimes I do quite like to do with clocks is you could cut that into half, which actually, let's do that, shall we? So just cut that straight down the middle. And again, you know, this is making more of your fussy cuts because, of course, you know, you've now got two pieces to use. So, I mean, how gorgeous does that look? Absolutely love it. Really, really lovely. So let's just put that down there. Okay. Oops. Like that. Okay, and then we've got the other half, so again, just ink that up a bit. Okay. I mean, I'm going to this edge because, of course, it is an edge. But there's no reason why you couldn't put it somewhere else. You know, you could put it edge in a frame. I'm not going to do that because that's going to cover up that label. But, you know, you could do something like that. You could have it coming out from the frame at the top or something like that. Again, could have had it there. I'm going to cover up some of that texty bit. But, you know, so you can kind of like slot it onto things. I mean, you could just plonk it on there, but personally I think that looks then weird. You know, I feel like it needs to go either butted up against something straight. I mean, I do really like it there. Or on an edge. You know, again, I do really quite like it there. So, oh, it's a big decision. I'm not sure where I like it best. Oh, I do actually really like it there, to be honest. Yeah, I do like it there. Let's just check. I'm going to put it down that bottom bit. So it will cover up a little bit of that, you know, the text here. But I think it does look good. So, yeah. Okay. Right. We have, I think, just about completed the collage, fussy collage masterboard. So it's a long time since I've done one of these. Really loved the process. I might have to come and do another one, to be honest, because yeah, really enjoyed the process. Not sure how I'm going to use this yet, but we'll, yeah, probably come back and we'll cut it down into some individual pieces of ephemera. And yeah, hope that you liked it. I hope you feel inspired. If you do want the fussy cuts, they're either you know, available as pre-cut fussy cuts in my shop on my website, or they are on my Etsy shop as, you know, digital downloads. So yeah, hope that you like it, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks then. Bye.